All right, so we should be live and we're doing something a little bit different here today. So this is going to be a live social media audit with Sandy. So in a second, myself and Sandy are going to go into her Facebook profile and we're actually going to look at some ways to optimize it, improve it, to actually help generate some more online fitness clients.
Mhm.
So we're going to dive into that in just 1 second. It's going to be a very short podcast today, something new that we're testing and trying. And Sandy is the first willing coach who's willing to go live and expose herself to the public and show her profile. So appreciate you being here. And tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into this, Sandy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of background for anyone that's tuning into this.
Sure. I'm a longtime in-person trainer, a lot of years. I still do that currently. So I am have been trying to do the online in addition, because I need to transition and I can't just go right over cold turkey. So I'm doing both. I'm also a swim coach in the evening, and I have 3 kiddos. So, I have to have laser focused time uh, to try to help this online business get going. So I appreciate anything you have to offer today.
Amazing. So a lot of things going on, probably like a lot of the personal trainers or aspiring online fitness coaches who may be listening to this either live with us or watching the replay, trying to manage many different things during the transition process of going online. And so you've really got to be strategic with your time when you've got kids, you've got the swimming, you've got the personal training, you're about to do a class or a session in a second. So there's a lot going on. So let's dive into it.
Yeah.
And guys, if you're seeing this live on your feeds or in the group, let us know that you can see this when we do screen share, because we're going to do a bit of a screen share. We're going to go into Sandy's profile and we're actually going to walk through this. And I appreciate there's going to be some people that are listening back on the podcast, just the audio version. So I'm going to try and be as descriptive as I can so that everyone can understand what we're talking about and what are the suggestions, because not only will this be beneficial for Sandy, it may trigger some insights or some light bulbs for you when it comes to optimizing either your Facebook profile, LinkedIn profile, or maybe even your Instagram profile. So let's dive into it. I'm going to screen share, and if anyone that's watching can kindly let us know if they can see it, then I'd much appreciate that. Okay. All right. So we should be sharing right now, and this should be on your screen. So we're on Sandy's profile, and hopefully everyone can see Sandy's cover photo at the top and then Sandy's profile picture here. So Sandy, I'm just going to go through this
Mhm.
and see what comes to mind. And you mentioned you had a Facebook group. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yep.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to look for, if you've got a Facebook group, is I'm going to look for where can I find it?
Mhm.
Because if you've got a Facebook group, we want people to know about it, don't we? So if I'm looking at your profile, I'm looking very quickly to see where I could find it. Now, I'd expect to see it somewhere on the left-hand side over on this section over here, hyperlinked, where you've got your bio. So I'd expect to see it either there, or another subtle place to actually put it is attach it to the cover photo description. So see, I've just opened up your cover photo. This is actually a cool place to market your Facebook group if you did want to do it there too, but not everyone's going to find it. So the first thing I'm looking at right now is where can we place the Facebook group link if you did want to fill that up with more people, because I can't see it right now. And it may be in some of your content that I'll look into in just a second, but I can't see it here. Am I missing anything, or is it not here?
No, it's not there. I tried to do it at one point and it wasn't working, and then I just didn't. I didn't pursue that, and to be honest, I haven't even put it as a post. I've done invites from friends into the group, but I don't have my direct link in there.
Got it. So first thing I would do, if you do want to get more people in the group, if that's where you're sharing most of your valuable content, or that's where you're most consistent, is we want to give people opportunities from your personal profile to find it very easily. It's a subtle little change that we can add that could lead to some organic requests and
Yeah.
get people to join your group without you really having to do much, just because they saw you maybe post something on your personal profile. So that's the first thing I'd do, is I'd add in the Facebook group link somewhere here. And now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to scroll through your personal profile. And yes, perfect. So I've scrolled through Sandy's profile if you're listening to this, and it took me about 3 posts to get to a picture of Sandy, which is great. So this is something that I typically look for, Sandy, and I'm glad I see your face here, because I see a lot of trainers, aspiring online fitness coaches, who they have loads of posts, but there's no sign of their face. And what we want to do when it comes to actually building an online business is replicate the in-person experience as much as possible, right? And the
Yeah.
best way to do that is get your face in front of people as many times as possible. So either in your cover photo, your profile picture, goes without saying, but also content on your feed. And so straight away, I see a picture of you here, which is great, which is awesome. I'm seeing a picture of you. The next thing I'm going to look for, I'm going to keep scrolling, is an even more powerful way of creating an in-person experience. I'm going to keep scrolling until I get to it. Okay, so I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm going to keep scrolling, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. And for anyone who's watching this, listening to this, what I'm actually looking for, and Sandy, you may have guessed this because I heard you chuckle, is I'm actually looking for a video of you. Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone who listens to the podcast will know that I speak a lot about video content being the closest thing to creating an in person experience. And so when it comes to actually growing your online business, one of the most powerful things you can do is simply create video content and get your voice out there and your tonality out there and let people really get to know who Sandy is. Just like on the gym floor or in person, you have these conversations, right? And people get to know you. Whereas online, it's the same, right? We want to try and create that in person experience in a virtual setting. And the fastest way to actually do that is by sharing video content. So for you, not only would I add the link to
Yep.
your group, but I'd also really look to add more video content. Now, I get it. You may already be doing this in your Facebook group. I'm just looking at your personal profile. But I think even on your personal profile, even if this is not your main place where you generate content, I'd have more video content in there. Let people get to know you, get to like you, get to trust you. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be a live stream like this. You could simply be creating like a reel and resharing it on your personal profile. You'll see me do that sometimes. Or you could shoot a short video clip if you don't have time because you're with the kids, or you're maybe at the swimming pool, or you're with personal training clients and you've got 60 seconds to shoot a short reel with some subtitles on it. Drop that. That is going to move your audience much closer to working with you and much faster too, which is why you'll see me go live a lot of the time or share reels probably 4 to 5 times every single week right now, because we want to create that in-person experience. Make sense?
Yes, and that probably helps your, I'm assuming, Facebook algorithms a bit too with the
Yeah, I
live.
mean, it does if people engage with it. And
Yeah.
especially if you're sharing like a reel, for example, right now, because reels are really hot, right?
Yeah.
And reels are where all the attention is on Facebook and on Instagram, because they're competing against TikTok. And so TikTok has got kind of the reel feature, right? TikToks. And so Facebook and Instagram have replicated that with reels. And so if you do use reels, the reels feature on Facebook, and you're sharing reels and you're getting really good interaction on reels, it actually can get you more friend requests. It can drive more people to your personal profile. And ultimately, the engagement on your reels then starts drip feeding to your personal profile, because it does improve the algorithm for you. And
Mhm.
so it all benefits you. And so the simple thing for you after this call is just think about layering in one Facebook reel, download it, and then share it to your Facebook profile.
Okay.
That instantly is going to put your face and voice and video in 2 extra places where they weren't before. And it's going to help you build a stronger connection with your audience. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of things already there. I'm going to hand it over to you actually, and I'm going to let you end this by asking me any follow-up question that you may want to ask when it comes to your social media, when it comes to creating content? Uh, Anything that you want to ask specifically that I can give you advice on?
Okay. So I don't know how to do reels, but I can figure that out myself. Um, when creating content, is there a good formula for how much should be like how to do a lunge properly versus here's my kids and I doing something together? Like, what's a good mix of towards business and then personal
Yeah,
stuff?
great question. So just to reaffirm what you're asking, it's like what are the percentages, or what, how do I like decide on how much of this type of content, maybe like authority business content, I should do, and how many personal
Mm,
posts and more private stuff I should share? I think there's no science, but I think a good kind of percentage split would be 70-30. So 70 business content where you're sharing results, you're sharing insights, you're sharing value, you're sharing workouts, things that are going to position you as authority. And then the other 30% of the time, really sharing personal stuff, family, friends, vacations, um, personal things about you, and really getting people to understand and help them understand who Sandy is, because there's a lot of trainers, there's
yeah.
a lot of online fitness coaches, and the audience for everyone listening is already expecting you to know what you're talking about, right? You're meant to be the professional. That's almost like a prerequisite. It doesn't make you stand out just because you're sharing value, because it's kind of expected that you're sharing value. You understand what you're talking about. You're qualified. What people are going to actually buy into is your family. They're going to buy into your personal traits, your um, characteristics of being a great mother, your sense of adventure, your vulnerabilities, the things that you're sharing that make you human, those things that people relate to, because people buy into people that they either see themselves in or see their future selves in, or people that they relate to. Now, they can't relate to you if all you share is exercises, and they can't relate to you if all you talk about is nutrition, but they can relate to the fact that you're a mom with 3 kids running a busy schedule and you're still staying healthy. But you have to share that side of you for your audience to see it and understand it. And that's really what's going to help you build that know, like, and trust with your audience to a point where they're like, you know what? Yeah, I really vibe with Sandy. Not just that she's a professional, not just that she's an authority, but I vibe with who she is as a person. I vibe with who she is as a mother. I vibe with who she is as a partner. And there's a lot of traits that I see myself in Sandy. And also, I aspire to maybe be like Sandy in a certain way. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
All right. So we will leave it there. Hopefully, everyone got some value from this. Hopefully, you did, Sandy. What was your biggest takeaway from this?
Um, I think all of it makes a very good point. Will help me out. A couple of those things, are in the back of my head floating around, but you saying them, because I know, like, and trust you. So you saying them will just make me actually do them now.
Amazing. Appreciate you coming on board and
Yeah.
actually being open and sharing your profile and taking on board some constructive criticism. I hope this is going to benefit your business. And equally, if anyone's listening to this and they wanted to be in the hot seat, like Sandy is, they want to sit there and they want me to go through their profile and give them some very personalized insights. You can actually schedule a free audit and appear on an episode of the Remote Coaches podcast if you simply click the link either in the description or in the show notes, and you can book that in and we can do a chat just like this and give you some insights on your profile too. So we'll wrap it up. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this. Have a great weekend and see you guys soon. Take care.
Bye.
All right.